Chapter 6 is about the master budget. This is what leaders use to get a comprehensive view of the financial state for their company. The master budget has two main budgets, the operating budget and the financial budget. And as you will see underneath both, there are several subcategories. Now the components of the operating budget is as follows. You'll see all those are subcategories underneath the title of operating budget. It's what you use to. That's what the budget's used to operate every day. Now each one of these budgets utilizes a pro forma income statement. Income statement has revenue and expenses on it, so you'll see how far you are from projected and actual real time using your pro forma income statement. Now the components of the financial budget are very simple as well. Cash budget, and you have a pro forma balance sheet. Your cash budget simply measures liquidity, how much cash is on hand. Pro forma balance sheet measures your assets and your liabilities, gives you a little longer term view of the financial state of your company. There really is no developing of any budget without sales planning. And here you'll see the primary purposes of the sales plan and what it entails. Sales planning is absolutely not forecasting. We'll get into forecasting in later chapters, and I'll have a whole slide dedicated to just the concept of forecasting. Forecasting is a component of sales planning, but it's not the same thing. Sales planning involves having strategic objectives, defining very measurable goals, coming up with a strategy, and identifying areas for income and areas of potential expenses. So it's a lot more involved than just forecasting. Now, if you are forecasting, which is a component of the sales plan, here are some of the things that you want to take heed to. Now, sales budget is the starting point of your master budget. If you do not have an idea of what type of revenue will be coming into your budget, then you don't have a budget. So this gives you a baseline for income, and of course with that income you have related expenses. A production budget will be used if there is a product that is going to be sold. Production budget is used to predict or to budget for volume. How many products do I need to have on hand to meet demand? Be familiar with this formula that's available in your text and here. Now, direct materials budget is used for companies that are actually manufacturing the materials to produce the product. And this tells them how many units of a particular product to either buy or make in order to have enough inventory available. As I mentioned, there are several subcategories of the operating budget, and the direct labor budget is one of those categories. And in preceding slides, you'll see other operating budget subcategories that you should be familiar with as well. And I would suggest that you read in your text a little more about some examples of how these types of budgets are used, and get some more understanding on exactly what these budgets are or designed to do. Now, your cash budget, which we mentioned earlier, measures liquidity. So be very familiar with some of the major sections of the cash budget, i.e., your receipts, your disbursements, your surplus, your deficits, and cash needed on hand, etc. Your financial statements let you know how good your budget is, how sound your budget is. Is your budget accurate? Meaning, how close are your actual expenses and your actual income to what you've projected? Your income statement allows you to look at trends, allows you to evaluate areas that you can see very clearly on paper that you may be strong in and very accurate with your projections, and then other areas where you see some weaknesses, some budget weaknesses. Your income statement will identify that for you. Now, your balance sheet gives you an overall snapshot of financial health because it allows you to balance your liabilities and your assets. And it gives you a longer term view of the organization. So it's not just of what's happening currently. It tells you what's projected to happen in the future, because you can look at what assets and liabilities you have that you may be able to get rid of before moving forward. It lets you know what your overall financial status is. In summary, the master budget summarizes all the planned activities of all subunits of any organization. It gives leaderships a very large view or vantage point of the financial health of an organization.